If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Should I be able to hear you? Should I be
You should be able to hear me. That's because I was so intent on having my mic muted.
You should be able to hear me.
That's because I was that I didn't having my mic muted. Anyway, welcome to Thunderballs Are Go episode 7, where we are never disappointing on the where we are never disappointing. How you been?
I've been good. How are you?
I'm very well, mate. I'm very well. Now, Origins. Before we dive into round 7, it would feel wrong to not talk about to talk about the week that happened before that. So there was another big convention, Origins. How did it all get on?
It was excellent. There were so many community members. I don't even think I was able to see and meet and talk to everyone. There were so many community members out and about, which was great to see that representation and to see everybody getting along and having fun. And we have such a nice community, and it's very easy to have people that don't act in real life the way they act online, but everyone in our group seemed so just nice and genuine that it just felt very natural to see everyone and talk to everyone and hang out with them. So that was awesome. It made the Legends tournaments a lot more difficult, though, so I didn't appreciate that.
You weren't loving the stiffer competition
No.
for the special card?
No, I prefer my cakewalks, please.
Well, we'll get to the Legends piece in just a minute here, but let's remind everyone where we were. Oh, and my slide deck is playing silly buggers again. Let me just before I bring that up. Yeah, see, it's on manual and it shouldn't be doing any of those things. Well, we'll see how we get on as we transition that into being live. Let's take out the countdown timer because that shouldn't be there. Oh, this is going swimmingly. There we go. There are the standings as we go into round 7. Let's take us out, and we can see. No, stop. Oh my goodness. You know what? I thought I'd fixed this earlier. I was having issues with it. Let's bring us back. Pad, my friend, like there's no tomorrow. I was having issues with the image slideshow earlier, and I thought I'd fixed it. And it should be just going manually without any nonsense. But there we go. All right.
Okay.
Let's take us out, and there we go. So here we are. We're at round 7, the beginning. We can see top of the pile there is no.
I mean, you can't see my team at the bottom, but
there we go. Now we're right. Top of the pile is is Dodge Another Day at 5-0.
Right.
They were on the bench last round. If I remember rightly, they didn't play, took a breather. Warp Drive had a little relaxation from being on the bench, and instead took a bit of beach time for his sins. And then after them, we've got Lethal Is Not Enough, followed by License to Overkill, and then Foils Are Forever after there, through to a kill, and then my team, not that much further ahead of your team, Al, Dodger more or less, sandwiching catches galore in between us.
Yeah.
So going into round 7, that's where we stand, and now we talk about Legends. So there were another 2 Legend tournaments at Origins as there were at Gen Con, were there not?
There were.
And Al, you made the finals of one of those, didn't you?
I did. I made the finals of the Hero Realms Legends tournament.
Oh, so this would have been going for the double.
The double. Because, I started thinking, I was like, Ian has won 2, Birdlaw has won 2. You're apparently you're not anyone unless you've won 2.
And is Archivist Sarkisian really like the only moniker you want to be known by as well, right?
Right. Well, here's the thing. I got on White Wizard's stream the other day and told them, they have the new Hero Realms Kickstarter coming up. I was like, you need a librarian class. And
Oh,
I was like,
yeah.
oh, no, I don't know if a librarian class. I was like, no. I just won your Legends tournament. I'm a librarian. You're going to need a librarian class.
and were they very receptive to that,
Al?
Could they see the wisdom of your words?
They tried. They were like, "Well, we have an alchemist class coming up." I was like, "That's not the same thing."
That's not doing it for me.
And then I shut off the stream. I couldn't be bothered.
It's librarian or nothing. So anyway, It was who are you facing in the finals?
So I was facing Tim McKenzie, our own Agent C13, who I actually drove down to Columbus with me because he lives up here in Fort Wayne with me.
So naturally, statistically, the worst player in Dodgeball Season 7.
That's true.
And
he was saving it all.
Presumably, you had the chat with him where it's like, look, I drove you down. You know how this works. Like, you win, you walk home.
Yeah, I told him, I was like, you beat me, you walk home. And he was like, but I don't have a card yet. And I was like, you beat me, you walk home. He's like, my wife's coming on Friday for the baby shower, so she'll drive me home.
Your threats are meaningless.
Yeah. So he beat me and took the card away, but that's okay. It was a good win. It was a good tournament, and I'm very very happy and proud.
I mean, double finalist, winner of one. That's no mean feat, Al.
So I am now 1-3 in Hero Realms Legends finals. So
at least the one is there, right?
That's true. Exactly.
And you're now consistently making top 8s, whereas previously were a 9th Sarkisian. So I mean,
yes. So,
but congrats.
That was that was Hero Realms.
Yeah.
Then
so congrats to Agent C13 for that win. That's great.
Yes.
Another dodgeballer getting on the records.
Well, apparently if you want to be a legend, you got to be a dodgeballer, because the two legends from Gen Con, me and Agent Seto,
yes,
both dodgeballers, and both legends from Origins. It was Agent C13, and then Lux 16 won the Star Realms Legends tournament.
So have to be a dodgeballer and have numbers in your name.
Oh, maybe that's it. Maybe I shouldn't have been like silent, like A1.
Maybe Zim should have turned up to Origins, and maybe he could have had a chance, a shot at some of that glory.
Maybe.
But congrats to Lux and Agent C13. Great performances by both of them.
Great.
Nice to see dodgeballers getting into the feeds there, and then we move on to some tea. Now, Al, we're a little bit lighter on tea than I would like this week.
Well,
I've only got a couple of tidbits for you.
Okay.
The first one is a chat from one of the teams. It's really going to give it away when we find out who it's from. This was from Foils Are Forever, and I think it was Thestral who'd been hit and had to hand off some balls, or maybe it was Lisa. I'm not entirely certain, but give one to Fusto was what got typed. And then Dusto kind of replied like, one to me and one to Chaz. Fusto wants a ball. So stop being fussy, Fusto was the reply. Now, this put me in mind of a children's game I used to play called Hungry Hungry Hippos, except this is Fussy Fussy Fusto. I'm not quite sure how that board game would play out, but that has a nice ring to it, I think.
I like that, yeah.
Now the other one is a little more anonymous. One of our captains appears to have some issues with their predicted text, and it's a good job I'm not a captain this year because I would totally fall under suspicion. But they went looking for a rubber duck race. Oh, you've gone a bit blurry again. I'm not sure what we can do about that. Let me see. There we go. You're back again. So they went looking for a rubber duck race. Their autocorrect heard rubber blank raves.
Huh.
They then tried to correct their gaffe with pictures saying, no, this is what I meant. And they were subjected yet again to autocorrect and brought up an entirely different picture. And it certainly was not a rubber duck race, let me tell you that.
All I'm saying is I'm Googling it right now, and Google is suggesting I go into privacy mode.
Well, I'm just suggesting that if you tried to say rubber duck race 5 times really quickly, it probably wouldn't end well.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's really all the tea that we've got this week. So not a huge amount, but
but a lot of people were at Origins. There was a lot of chatting and stuff going on there.
Oh, do you have
I
some
don't
tea
have
for
anything
me?
fun or exciting. I could make up some stuff.
Sure, why not?
Let's see who. Daryl and Angry Panda shared a hotel room. So I'd like to imagine that they were like spooning together.
Are we going to be seeing some baby AP3s running around soon? Is that what we're
I
saying?
hope so.
Oh yeah, I'd be down for that.
They will be the most alcoholic children ever.
I did hear that Daryl enjoyed himself very much.
I would be hard pressed to find anyone from the community that didn't have fun this week.
It sounded like a blast. Absolutely.
It did.
Yeah.
And the fact that we got photographic proof this time, so many times we get together and we forget to take pictures, but if you get the chance, go look at the pictures. And it was a lot of people having a lot of fun, and definitely, a little bit of sass thrown in because
I would hope so.
that's the most fun. You can't have the great Luke Mars in a room full of that many Star Realm players and not hear some just absolute wonderful sass.
If it wasn't for Luke, we wouldn't really be doing Thunderballs, I think.
This is true.
The rebound report paved the way.
Well, here's how the week started when Luke showed up. He shows up to the Airbnb
in a unicorn onesie. Did he show up in a unicorn onesie? Because that's what I really want to hear.
Oh, this is so he's trying to get the door open. I open the door and he's standing in the doorway holding a keg of beer. No luggage, just a keg of beer. And I thought to myself, oh God, what have I gotten myself into?
I packed light, Alex. I only brought one keg.
He says, my friend owns a brewery, so I tried to get a pony keg, but they were all out. So he got me a regular sized keg instead. We're going to have to finish this before Sunday.
It has to go home empty.
We're like, we need to invite more people to this baby shower.
Absolutely. That's fantastic. Well, props to Luke. That's
amazing.
So
there's a little bonus tea.
A little bonus tea, Luke, and the never-ending keg of joy. Fantastic.
Yes.
Fantastic. Now, if anyone does have any tea to bump up next week's episode of Drinkability, then please do ship that into srdbtatler at gmail.com, where we can receive your tea and pass it to the masses. That would be of great joy to us. Al, I don't know what's happening, but you've gone a bit squirrely again. We'll see if that fixes itself. So, with all that said and done, on to this week's matches. We've got Lethal is Not Enough, Darklighter versus On Her Majesty's Secret Outpost, captained by Binks, as match 1. Match 2, we've got Foils Are Forever versus Through to a Kill, Vorazori and Thestral clashing there. We've then gone to Catches Galore, Yarboa versus Captain Ninja, Dodger more or less. And we end with From Deathworld with Love on Zvivix and Dodge Another Day and Corey Bear, with License to Overkill taking the rest week, which I think in some circles went for quicker games. But anyway, let's move on. Match 1. So, with the races done, Darklighter really set a captain's example here, Al, by not only throwing his ball immediately, but throwing it at the opposing captain. He did miss, But he re-threw and is left to wonder where his ball went and why no one else is throwing as Binks takes his ball and tags, it appears, the entire world, including Sandra Torres. Now,
Yes.
I think Binks might work for the Department of Mysteries because he's an unmentionable. That's a discussion point, maybe. I don't know if you can shed any light on that, Al.
So I will shed a little light on the tagging.
Yeah.
It has started with if someone forgets a tag, me or Adam will then add a tag. And then sometimes, just out of sauciness, we'll then tag someone else too. And then it becomes this game between me, Adam, Jen, and whoever else we've roped in to just continue to comment, adding one more tag. And I feel like Binks got in on that,
In a big
winning the
way.
game by adding Sandra Torres.
Well, I mean, it's certainly for me. It's set up. It's set up like we're playing a sub game in dodgeball now of where's Sandra Torres. So my job each week, I feel, is to find her nestled amongst the dodgeball comments. And here this week we find her courtesy of Jonathan Bishop. So thanks, Binks, for that.
Okay.
It's a bit like Where's Wally, but we'll no doubt find her in a different place next week. So the game begins, on with that. The game begins brightly for On Her Majesty's Secret Outpost as Viserys benches Darklighter and Lady Stacy makes sure that the Mystic has a thorough understanding of what the first season bench feels like. Marauder Mo, though, he strikes back quickly, taking out Sas Colo and Lady Stacy, as MTGB catches Binkley to return her own captain to the field of play. So, Binks' good work already. Oh, sorry. The good work by Viserys already undone by Binks throwing a catch. More of that later. Marauder Mo then feels a surge of confidence and takes on Juan, who deftly catches him and invites him to join the Mystic, who's quickly ushered off the bench where Artemis catches Binks yet again, who seems to be wearing the wrong shirt this game, Al. I mean, I'm not sure what's going on there.
Was more catchable than the Delta variant this match.
He was, I mean, quite frankly, if he wasn't the captain, I'd consider like double agent status. But is that the ultimate double agent as captain, turning your team against itself? But anyway.
Oh, maybe like he's ascended high enough to captain, and now he can finally like reveal his master plan.
Spectre Binkley. So anyway, throw court. Juan eliminates Darklighter yet again, and then invites Ride the Beans to join him on the bench. Por favor. Binkley tries to stop a mutiny by catching MTG after she hits Viserys, eliminating her. And there's a small amount of dialogue here, Al. This is one of those funny parts. You see it in some games where Binks had obviously played his like last turn of that game like just before hitting the sack at night, and he's then like, oh, I just I wanna sleep on it, and Darklighter's like, no, like you make a catch, you make the call, or my guys ain't playing any more games until that happens. So anyway, that gets resolved. But do you think he should have just held the catch until the morning? Like slept
he
on
actually talking to him the next morning, he even admitted, he was like, I should have just not taken that last turn. Like he was in bed, like we've all been there, where we're all just like, you're laying in bed, you're about to go to sleep, and you just one more turn, like somebody's playing you back real time, and you can't just stop playing, like you can't just put your phone down.
The compulsion.
And I think that's what happened to him, and he was too real tired to think or anything like that. But in the bright light of the morning, he said, I should have just stopped playing and gone to bed. So there was a little regret by that aspect. With that said, he still got the catch, which was nice.
He did, yeah. So then Kamas, who'd previously taken out the Texan, now accounts for your good self.
Yeah.
And it's a 2-on-2 as Kamas and Artemis take on Binks and Juan Carlos. So Artemis single-handedly catches one and eliminates Binks, and now it's only the zombie balls to survive.
Right.
Kamas moves like a snake as he avoids everything the pair can throw at him, and Juan takes Artemis with him to the bench, but not before Binks throws Artemis what we refer to in England as a dolly, and gifts him yet another catch.
Another catch.
Allowing Artemis to revive Maraudemo for the sweet, sweet tiebreaker points.
Yes.
I mean, three catches thrown in one game.
Yeah.
Astounding. Binks, good job. Who is, after all of that nonsense, Al, who's your MVP?
So I'll be honest. Initially, my MVP was going to be Binks for the other team.
That's not.
And I'm sure I'm going to catch hell for that because he's my captain. And when he sees that, I'm sure he'll be super pleased.
But can you argue with facts, Al, really?
I know. However, the other team, not to discount the other team, they played really well.
Yeah.
And Artemis did a great job. He got a hit. He got 3 catches. He had 2 dodges. So probably Artemis.
That's a solid performance right there. Yeah. So congrats on Artemis on that match MVP. We're going to now move to match 2, which is Foils Are Forever. Let's just give you a full view of that match there. Foils Are Forever versus Through to a Kill. So this is Thestral and Vorizori, and the only reason he's shown up is to watch his team play. So the game begins as Imam69 manages to post a picture of Facebook rejecting her race post, but she can't post the actual score. I'm not sure I want to dive into that too much, but anyway, DG3 rewards her by eliminating her immediately. She throws her race ball at Acox, who adds insult to injury and catches her, ignominiously eliminating her twice. But Al, surely, if you're Vorizori, you're gonna have words with Acox after that, aren't you? Should he not have just slow rolled that catch a little more so that he had someone to revive? Imam already being dead?
Yeah. I mean, I'm a big believer in reviving when you get a catch, unless it's end game, usually you revive.
But there's literally no one on the bench at this point of the game.
Yeah. So am I going to say you should slow roll? No, because I'm a big believer in playing fast and furious, and if you can throw in a Tokyo Drift, then that's even better.
So style points we're going for there.
Total style points.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say no, don't slow roll if you can. Play your games out, and don't worry about timing. I mean, timing is an interesting part of dodgeball, but it shouldn't be the only part of dodgeball.
Agreed.
It's the same thing with earlier with Binkley and deciding on the catch. We don't want to hold the games up if we can. And Adam has said this many times before with close hits and throws, and whether or not the person got to post the throw before they got hit and were eliminated. We know what they were doing.
Yeah.
We don't want races to post Facebook messages. We don't want to rely on Facebook's
interesting timing. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. It's more about just playing the games and having fun.
Yeah, agreed.
So yeah. So when you ask about slow rolling, no, just play the game out and then see what happens after.
Double tapper because it's funny.
Exactly.
It's
funny double tap.
After Imam's had 2 balls to the face, Fusto can't wait to eliminate himself as Acox89 has time to bench him, but not post.
Boop.
Vori next cleans the poop from the deck by benching Lisa, but not before an argument breaks out between Fusto and Compton P about whether Lisa or Acox are luckier. I think Compton P feeling perhaps a little bit hard done by in his game. I think they can discuss that like gentlemen on the bench though, as Lisa sends Compton packing with her zombie ball. And I believe the words Nanobot Swarm and Imperial Flagship and stapled together may have been mentioned a couple times.
Oof.
which is pretty gross. Now, Compton P's misery is Compton pounded by Dakaran, who catches his ball and revives Imam 69.
Oh.
Then Dakaran catches and eliminates Acox, whilst Raka returns the favour with a serving of donuts to eliminate Chasmo. Raka gets carried away with your mum jokes as he tries to sit Elizabeth back down, whilst she can't remember what ball she's even throwing, and throws whatever back at him. So we've then got a persistent theme as Dakaran and Vorizori perform an international cultural ball exchange on the other side of the court, where Vori ends up getting sent to the benches and Dakaran's left holding both globes. So that was, I'm sure Alex can tell us a bit more about that in the chat.
I'm sure he's very good about holding globes.
Imam's zombie ball finally finds Raka as he joins the growing list of benchies and the ongoing debate about whether it's better to be lucky or good. I mean, Al, I know where I sit on that fence.
Oh yeah,
I'm firmly in the lucky rather than good camp. But what about yourself?
Because I know I'm good, but I am not very lucky. So I would much rather be lucky than good.
Yeah, it's true. I can confirm it's a good time. So DG3, after hitting Imam again, apparently he was going for... Sorry, after hitting Imam the first time, he went for a thematic game. So he then throws after Tatiana, ladies first, but is finally caught and benched by the Ukrainian Dynamo, but not before he took out her captain, Thestral. So Daryl apparently choosing only to throw at the ladies this time. Suspect.
A bit.
Now, Dakaran and Polites now enter some sort of strange negotiation in the chat about whether they can come to some big brother-like arrangement about who targets who. But ultimately, it's the power couple of Polites and Catch Bella who's at it again, who wind the game up by catching out Dakaran with his ineffectual zombie balls hitting the back wall. So Al, where's there was a lot of names flying around there, but
there was a lot of names.
There was a lot of names. Where's your MVP going here?
Well, I'm gonna go with the last name that you brought up because, in her words, she's a closer, bitch. Gonna go with Sabella with that big clutch catch at the end, the 3 dodges, 67% win percentage, and just that crucial, anchor roll at the end. However, when Politis got his MVP, he had to share it with her. So I feel like maybe one turn deserves another, and she should share it with him.
Oh, I mean, they both were standing at the end of the match, and they were the only members of Through to a Kill left.
So maybe they both share the MVP, and they become the new power couple of dodgeball.
Well, it's certainly a title. Now I wonder if Sabella will be as raw about that as Polites was when he was forced to share it. But I'm sure we'll find out.
Well, I have a sneaking suspicion it's going to be even worse.
well, I doubtless Dodgers for Hire chat will tell me very quickly what is going to happen there. So let's move on to game 3. Let's just bring ourselves out of the loop there so people can see both matches there. It's Catches Galore versus Dodger More or Less. Now, Jonna Ann gets us started by not only taking the C-Bus ball, but also catching and eliminating Slavic, whilst Ninja takes out Sturrock. So a pretty high intensity start to this match. 9-inch and Clever Missy then tag team poor Jonna, but she can only dodge about 3 of the balls before Clever Booper gets a snooter. Jen really going for the jugular there.
Yeah.
Jonna gives her balls to Lux and Jimmy G. Jimmy G then catches Sarah T to revive Sturrock, whilst Luck takes a crack at me, and I take his ball, mercilessly inviting Sturrock to Cookie Town. Population dose. Captain Yarbs can't decide whether she wants to give Sarah T her ball or hit her with it. She finally chooses the second option, while Steph finds herself dodging English balls. Not for the first or last time. She wants to raise a complaint with Captain 9-inch at this point. Basically, she Karen'd me. She wanted to see my manager. And I tried to palm her off with C-Bus because Captain Ninja was asleep, but she wasn't having any of that. So JP hits Clever Missy while Steph continues to bitch about boring formats and Englishmen. I think something must have happened in their chat, and it would be interesting to find out. But I think Steph clearly slipped JP a 5-0 and got him to take me out from bullying her, because that's exactly what he did. He just sent me packing. He was like, "No, you're sitting down now, Sonny." He sent Hyper for cookies and nap time. Meanwhile, C-Bus hits Jimmy G, Yarbs hits C-Bus, and having graciously given her his ball, Cranky catches Steph. And on the rematch, reviving Slavic, who predictably immediately gets a ball thrown at him by Yarboa. Welcome back to the game. While Cranky Day eliminates Yarbs and Simply Steph with a catch, JP's busy eliminating his captain as well as Slavic to make it a one-on-one slugfest between the pair in the middle of the court. Both benches are baying for blood, but somehow JP manages to catch a ball that, in the comments, neither him nor Cranky were ever expecting to end that way. So I'd love to find out what happened there, because apparently it was a surprise to both of them. But he avoids Cranky's zombie ball to tie up the match for catches galore. Now, Al, the MVP of this game.
It's got to be JP wins funny.
This is one of the most outstanding performances I've seen this season.
I mean,
bonkers.
He got the race win, 4 hits. He got that clutch catch at the end to end it. I believe 100% win percentage.
Yeah.
And he ended the match holding every single ball,
which is a feat in and of itself. I mean,
yeah,
the man can obviously juggle.
Right.
A 7-ball game for JP. What a cracker! Now, as a segue before we get to the next round, there was a little bit of banter at the end of this match, and I'm going to read it out for people because there's a little slice of dodgeball history bestowed on us by our commissioner. So at the end of the game, Steph was, given a little bit of sass for throwing 2 catches.
Wait a minute, Steph was giving sass?
No, Steph was given. Steph was
given sass.
Steph was
that's even worse.
On the receiving end of the sass for throwing 2 catches to Adam. And well, apparently there's a story. So we've recreated it here from the chat. It was in the era of the great before. Some pickup teams had played a bit in late winter, early spring. Ballbusters had officially been formed and had played against the likes of Scrap Scouts Maybe, which was Rick, Tyra, Steph, and Driller. Never Ending Balls, which was Juan, Polites, Civics, and Vori, and the Ringers, Mom, Kinky, Fusto, and Bax. And then things went quiet. As we got deep into the summer, the Busters roused up some new competition in the Terminal Ball Jammers, Steph, Rick, Juan, Mom, Kari, and Mo, and faced them in a 48-throw affair. In this match, the Busters caught 8 throws. 1 from Mom, 1 from Juan, 2 from Rick, and 4 from Steph.
That is a Binkley-sized amount of catches.
All 4 were used to revive a Buster and keep her throwing more balls.
Yeah. I remember that game because I was on the Ball Busters. I remember that game, and we were like, we're never eliminating her. Just
keep her throwing. Just keep her coming.
Just keep her throwing.
Yeah, more. And apparently that was the last pickup match before season 1 of League Play got underway, just 3 days later. So little slice of dodgeball history there for everyone. And don't worry, Binks, you're not the worst catch a throw of history. Steph still has you beat there. And then we will move on to the final match. The final match of the round, from Deathworld with Love, facing the undefeated Dodge Another Day, Corey Bear. So this one, excitingly, Warp Drive got the match going here. Apparently going with a 7 missions to 0 victory and a commission investigation on the back of that into the legality of the match played.
That's a lot of missions.
That's a lot of missions. He also began the hitting by ruthlessly dispatching Riska. Super Grandma and Legend Sato then team up to take out Zim and the Penguin Army. And MarkBot 3000 responds by eliminating Zivix and then promising Super Grandma a good time. Now, Super Grandma failed here to read the small print. She made no breakfast requests, and so Markbot switches out his world-renowned waffles for Raisin Bran. And Super Grandma, making the not as much fun as you promised me face, is powerless to resist Markbot 3000's cold and heartless ball, and retires her to the bench to discuss revenge with Risco. So while all that nonsense is going on, PC Load and Rip were writing some new material for their upcoming Dr. Zeus Library edition about the little boy Rip who slipped and dipped and couldn't get hit in the hip or the lip, for the ball had no zip. Rollin-Par and Guianos, while they're playing in the corner, take out Kinky and the Corey Brain, and whilst Rip wraps up the letter loader and ships the PC to the bench. So this leaves a 3-on-3. We've now got Markbot 3000, Rip and Warp Drive facing Guianos. Markbot 3000 Warp Drive facing Guianos, Rip, and Agent Legend. So Sato immediately claims Rip, hitting him to the bench, whilst Rollin-Par leaves Warp Drive wondering what on earth hit him and how it is that he ended up getting hit on a Friday. Because that fella's not had a lot of longevity in his weeks in the first half of the season. So that leaves Markbot facing down the 3 hungry lovers who can only throw Desperation Ball, as Guianos' first turn apparently is so strong that Markbot knows he's already lost. And his zombie ball did not hit its target. So Deathworld with Love win the match and take Corey Bear's precious undefeated record. So where does that leave us with the MVP, Al? Because I looked at this game actually, and there was a fairly even performance from the lovers.
It was a truly team effort. Because you had Guianos, he got in a hit and a catch and a dodge.
Yep.
You have Seto, he had 2 hits, and he won all of his games, but it was only 3 games. So,
I mean,
and then you have Rollin-Par, who got 2 hits and 2 dodges. So
maybe everyone was a bit hesitant to throw at Legend Sato, like the fear factor coming in.
The fear factor could be it. So I gotta go with Sato.
Yeah, that seems fair. Like 100% record again, and it's
that 100% record. It's there's an intimidation factor if you're have this sort of reputation around you that people, it's almost like a joke. Like if you lose your race, you're sitting around for a few days waiting for someone to throw at you. So he made the most of the opportunities he had. So I got to give it to him.
Absolutely, and yeah, good job there. So that wraps up our games. Before we get to the state of play at the end of round 7 going into round 8, what about those performances of the round and the Moneyball Award, Al?
Oh, the performance of the round, it's gotta be JP. MVP's funny.
OP runs funny, yeah.
OP runs funny, yeah. He won his race, 4 hits, a catch, won every single game he was in.
What more can you say?
100%
record.
100%.
Pretty much now. And this is not like bad juju. I feel like JP may be the only reason that Catches won that match, because he would not be moved.
Yeah.
He just stood there and said, "No, actually,
no,
not today, not by you or anybody." And the Moneyball Award, Al. This is the one, the award that goes to the performance of the round who provided the most value compared to their draft position.
I hate to say it because he was playing against my team that week, but it's Artemis, 6th round pick for Darklighter, but he managed to get a hit, 3 catches, and 2 dodges. 3 catches, that's impressive.
It would be had it not been the fact that Binkley, I think, threw 2 of them. So
yeah, that's true.
Is that a check in the post, or how does that work?
I don't know. we'll ask Binks.
Impropriety in the commission. And so that leaves us with the standings as we go into round 8. And shock, horror, there's a new leader.
Dun dun dun.
Sneaking up behind Dodge Another Day, not dropping any matches after they lost that that first one was Darklighter's team.
I
Lethal
would
is
just
not
like to
enough.
point out that my team is doing so poorly, we're not even visible on the chart.
That's fantastic. That is probably the fault of the JPEG slide, but it's not a great. Oh no, there we go. Look, I can. There we go. We'll just sneak you in there, Al. I'll do you a solid.
Oh, there I
There you
am.
go. Little burst of yellow at the bottom like a rainbow.
Yay.
Another team actually sneaking up on Dodge Another Day who haven't lost a game since they started winning is Through to a Kill. I think they
Right.
were 0-2 and have now won 4 on the bounce. So Vori and the Power Couple and friends really coming along with a great job there.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It'll be interesting to see this home stretch how things shake out.
Yeah, everyone's got 2 games left, I think. Apart from Catches Galore, I think, have got a rest week to come.
Right.
And so have Death World with Love. But everyone else, they've got 2 more matches to play, so really is anyone's game. If in those 2 rounds, Lethal is not enough and Dodge Another Day take a loss, then we're looking at Through to a Kill possibly coming in for the final steal.
Yeah.
Which is mathematically everyone else is out of it. I don't think anyone else, no one at 3-3 can do it.
No.
But those 3 at the tip of the pack, Lethal is not enough, Dodge Another Day, and Through to a Kill. Really interesting to see how that plays out in those final 2 rounds. And that's a wrap on week 7. So yeah, I'm looking forward actually out to some more origin stories coming out of the woodwork.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know if do people get superpowers when they go to Origins? Because like over the past week, I've started hitting the ladder again a little bit, and I may or may not have played quite a significant number of games. Now there's some players who have really surprised me, and I want to mention one of them, and that's Patriarch 215, because historically I've got a pretty decent record against him, and he's been absolutely slaughtering me since Origins. Like, do they give you some sort of like pep talk?
I wish, because we have also been hitting each other on the grind, and you have been beating me.
Which is largely unheard of. Both you and Cranky actually significantly.
Yeah.
Both felt my collar this week and were like, "What are you doing in my queue? Get out!
Yeah,
and stop
get out.
winning."
This is yeah. But no, sometimes all it takes is a little tough competition to sort of get you to tighten up your game. And who knows what sort of revelations or tips he picked up. I mean, that the 2 Legends tournaments were both stacked with players.
I bet they were brutal as well. And
there were no gimme games. They were all brutal. So yeah, I mean, and I was nice enough. I got to see Patriarch again, and I got to meet his wife, Pink Jules, and they're both very, very sweet people. And they both competed very, very well in that tournament.
Excellent.
So who knows what sort of things they gleaned that week. But yeah,
it's just a great time and a great way to catch up and talk shop with people, as well as
it is.
Getting some FaceTime with people who you spend a significant amount of time in the community and playing games against, and it's nice, I'm sure, to get that FaceTime.
It is. It's like it was $20 or $22 for a ticket to play, but I see that as money well spent, as just I get to sit for a few hours and play Star Realms with a bunch of really good friends.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And Panda.
I mean, anytime I've been to an in-person tournament, if Origins hadn't been rained off with COVID last year, then I would have been there. But my plans couldn't align this year at all. But every time I've ever been to an in-person, whether it's Magic the Gathering or something else, like it's always a good time. Like, especially if you've got people to meet up with, hang out with, shoot the breeze with, and just have some really, really nice chats.
Yeah. I mean, to give you an idea of how difficult the tournament was, I finished 3-3. Darklighter, I believe, finished 3-3. It was you just look down the list of people and it was just, you know,
Name
heavy hitter after
name
heavy
check,
hitter.
name check, name check, name check.
Yeah,
It was just I remember
yeah,
seeing the first page of the rankings, like the first 25 out of the 45 players. It was like, oh boy, there are a lot of names that I recognize out of there.
yeah. That was the thing, was you'd see when they would announce the pairings every round, just tons of people sighing and complaining.
It's like, are you kidding me? Like,
Yeah. I mean, the first person I had to deal with was Sabella. That's my first round. I was like, this sucks. And then I believe, was it my second game was Bird Law? Or maybe my third game was Bird Law.
Baseball bird law?
He-
Oh
yeah.
no.
And I'm like, oh good, Bird Law, that's awesome. Then I am at 3-2 going into the final match. And I'm like, all right, if I win one more, I've got a chance to make top 8. Just I need to catch a break here. And of course I get Angry Panda.
Of course you do. Of
Yeah.
course you get Angry Panda.
And he proceeds to angrily beat me. And then he's like, we're sitting there talking. He's like, I looked at my tiebreakers. I think if I win, he goes, I don't think I'll even be able to make top 8. I was like, I looked at my top tiebreakers. I was like, I think if I win, I might actually be able to make it. And he's like, oh, and then proceeds to just slaughter me and get like 10th place.
Butcher you. That we call that dream crushing.
Yeah, total dream crushing. But he's also wearing the most just like beautiful like neon space outfit. He's like Cosmic Panda, and you can't help but enjoy just being around him.
Oh, I see Lux is saying that Panda absolutely smashed him as well.
Yeah,
and
I don't know
coming
who
from
handed
the legend winner.
the legend winner, exactly. I have to give all the credit in the world to Lux for not only winning but taking Vulcan of all commanders.
Do you know what?
Who does not get a lot of respect.
Yeah, I saw that, and I was kind of, on one hand, I was so happy because I saw Vulcan and 2 Walshin as like, oh,
yeah,
that's not an easy matchup. But I mean, if Vulcan gets going, like, she's nasty because she survives. No. She makes that game a long game.
She does, and I mean, there's no bad commander. You just got to find the commander that fits your play style.
Yeah, absolutely.
But from a standpoint of which ones get the most love and get the most respect amongst the community, you have to put her sort of down at the bottom of the list as far as like respect for her game. And to see him take her to the finals and win, taking down how many Walshes?
There was, I think it was a Walsh in the final and a Walsh in the semi for sure.
Yeah, I was going to say take down 2 Walshes.
But I mean,
do it.
Vulcan,
awesome.
Vulcan starts with Scrap on board and Walsh doesn't. So that, if Walsh doesn't get a great start, because Walsh is one of those commanders where, I don't know, in my mind, like, if Walsh has a great starting hand and row, Walsh can win the game in the first couple of turns because he lands a base and it's like you can't get rid of it in forever and it's game over.
Yeah, but
Vulcan, no scrap is bad news in a long game. And you
think it's a bad matchup for Vulcan because her gambit is to put a base in play and Walsh feasts on bases.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great performance by Lux, and just all the best and congratulations to him. He definitely does, to come out of just that meat grinder in Swiss, because I don't even think we had an undefeated player after.
No, you didn't. I remember looking at the standings and there were 4 players, I think, who were all at 5 wins out of 6. So no one came out untouched.
No one came out. So to come out of all that and then to play the players that he did in the top 8, I mean, I got to I didn't get to sit and watch a lot of the top 8, but I remember watching his game 3, I believe, um, and watching how close that game was.
Because that was
Um,
Dion Lunsford was the other finalist, correct?
Dion Lunsford was the other
Yeah.
finalist. He was playing Walsh. He took out Nandi, and then I can't remember who he played. Did he play Newberg in the second round? I think.
Yeah, he played Newberg in the semis.
Yeah. Um, and then, but Lux, I believe, um, played. I believe his name was Connor.
Okay, yeah.
And I watched that game, and I was I was very nervous because it got down to like single digit, which with commanders, single digits are nothing.
Yeah, no, it's that's easily like even a bad hand can
Yeah,
knock that out.
and single digits, and was able to pull it out, and it was amazing. Yeah, it was awesome. So very exciting stuff. Very hard fought, well deserved victory.
And
Um,
can I just say as well that in Lux's photo, he looked like he was in something like Snatch or like one of those. He looked like a London crime, like he's like he's gonna nick your stuff, or do you?
yeah,
Like you look at me funny,
well,
mate. I'm gonna have you. He had the proper swagger on. It was great. I loved it.
it was funny because the finals were going on, but we had tickets to go to a escape room, a few
Oh
of
right,
us.
yeah.
And the rule in the escape room was you couldn't use your phone. And we're all trying to get updates about the
About
finals.
the final.
And it started with us being handcuffed and chained. And we're all looking at each other going like, who can reach their phone? We got to find out what's going on.
Yeah. The escape room's all good, but we need the intel. Like
Yeah,
what's?
we totally failed the escape room, but we were able to keep track of what was going on in the
Oh, I love it.
finals.
Fantastic. Yeah, no, but to Tim and Michael, congratulations on their legend status. It's always nice to see a community member, stepping up like that,
Yeah,
and just getting it done. Because it's never easy in an in-person tournament. It's all very well to play 10, 20, 30,000 games behind a screen, but in person's very, very different.
it is.
And sometimes you need a little bit of luck, but ultimately you've still got to play well, even if you get the luck.
That's right.
So well done, Lux. Well done, Agency 13. Congrats to both of you. I think unless you've got anything more from Origins, Al, I think we're going to leave round 8 here.
The only other
Sorry,
thing
round
is,
7 here, rather.
yeah, the food in Columbus is great. There's a place called North Market right near the convention center that has amazing food, and there is a restaurant in there called Hot Chicken Takeover, and that's where my t-shirt is from.
Ah, very
They
nice.
do amazing hot Nashville style chicken. So I hope if my stories of the Star Realms community doesn't get you to come to Origins next year, at least my stories about delicious fried chicken will.
And we'll discuss the evident sponsorship you've received for that shirt after the episode is finished. Product placement. Do you know what? I'm now going to have to when I put this on YouTube. I'm going to have to put product placement advertisements are involved.
Oh, if I could get some more like free chicken from them, because here's the thing: if you
some
buy
more free chicken.
so here's the
the
thing.
story is in
What I
unveiled.
found out, the reason I have the shirt is because that was the first place I went to for dinner, and I found out if you buy the shirt, you get a meal for free. And so I was like, well, that just makes good fiscal sense with the amount food that I eat.
And you can never run out of t-shirts, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you get a free meal when you get the shirt. So I got the shirt, I got the free meal. If I can parlay this into more free meals,
then you are down for that.
I am all about it.
Okay, well, everyone, drop Al's name when you do visit Columbus, Ohio, and go to the hot chicken takeout, and yeah, maybe then Al can live his chicken dream.
Yeah.
But until then, good luck in round 8, especially if you're facing Dodge Another Day or lethal is not enough.
enough.
Yeah, or lethal is enough, or through to a kill.
Or through to a kill. Yeah, we need more losses on the board.
yeah, the 3 teams who are standing right atop of the pack. So have fun, play well. Let's have lots of smack talk and tea, and enjoy round 8. We'll see you next time. It's goodbye from me, and it's goodbye from him.
Bye.
Okay, and we're clear.